Okay, for this next video, we will be talking about the perimeter, or I'm sorry, not the perimeter, but the area of irregular or complex shapes. These are those L shapes, okay? And I'm going to use two different pages. I'm going to have two shapes on this page, two shapes on this page. What I would like for you to do is go ahead and cut out both of those, or all four of those shapes, and you're going to glue them down like so. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take a moment to glue mine down. If you want to continue to play the video and glue with me, feel free. If you want to pause the video, feel free to pause the video and glue them in yourself. Okay, again, this side is the flap, this side is my shape. Okay, so I'm going to glue down my flap. The flap on this one's pretty big. Didn't mean to make it that big, but I've got my glue, and I'm going to glue down my flap. It now folds up. I'm going to do the same thing with the other four. I need to have nice elevator music playing while you watch me fold and glue. It's kind of boring, but I'm not that tech savvy yet. So then I've got this one glued down, folds down, and I got this big old shape over here that I'm going to fold and glue. Please remember that you can pause this video at any point that you need to go back and watch something, or to take the time and get caught up. Alright, there's that one, and then my last one. Please try to glue them onto the paper in this order, so that when I'm going over them, you make sure you're on the right one at the right time. If you don't have them in this order, not a big deal. Just make sure you follow along with me in your book. So if I'm talking about a different shape, make sure you're on that shape before you start writing. So complex area, these L shapes. I'm going to use a red to show you what we do. I'm going to start over here with this page. Complex shapes are shapes that are not normal rectangles or squares. They're usually rectangles and squares put together to make complex or irregular shapes. Well, I cannot find the area of this big giant shape because I don't know how to do that. There is no formula for it. So what I need to do to find the area is I need to cut this shape into two pieces that I can work with. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut my shape right here. When I cut my shape right there, I have cut this big section right here into two separate pieces. So when I look at this shape, I have this side and I have this side that are untouched and are appropriate or accurate length. So for this one, I'm going to multiply 3 times 3. That's going to give me the area of that particular part of this shape. Well, now I still have this part to deal with. This part over here, I have this top part of my shape, and I have this whole side of my shape here that I need to deal with. Well, my 12 only goes to this bend in my L. This part was not here. I added that. We know that opposite sides are the same, so if this whole side is 15, then this whole side is 15. So my two sides for this shape are 15 and 3. I may have to do it up and down if I can't recall how to do it, or if I can't recall my 15s. Remember, with 15s we said remember the clock. The clock has 4 15s on it that add up to 60. 3 of those 15s is going to give me 5 times 3, which is 15, and 1 times 3, which is 3, plus 1 more, which is 45. To be done with this, I'm going to have to add the big rectangle and the small square. So under your flap, we have 45 plus 9, 5 and 9 is 14, 4 and 1 is 5, so I have 54 centimeters squared. Alright, 54 centimeters squared. For this shape here, again, I can't find this whole area without first cutting it into two things I can work with. So now I have this square over here that's 4 inches and 4 inches. This side is not 8 inches because I stop here. So if I use this 8, I'm including this piece and this piece, and that is not accurate. So for this one, 4 times 4 will give me my area, 16 inches squared. Now I have this big rectangle. This is the top of my shape, but let's look here. If I use this 4, then I stop here. Well, I added this right here. My whole shape goes all the way to the bottom. So this 4 that stops right here at the bend is not what I need to use. I need to use this 8 that goes down the other side. 4 times 8 is going to give me 32. Just like with my 45 and 9, I need to add 32 and 16. So underneath this flap, I'm going to add 32 plus 16. 2 plus 6 is 8. 3 plus 1 is 4. I'm working in inches, so 48 inches squared. That is the area of this shape. I would like for you to try these two on your own and then use my notebook at my desk to double check your answers. Once you have completed the previous video on area and perimeter, and you've completed this video and gotten all of the examples correct, you may start on your practice assignment. This practice assignment will serve as your study guide. If you get this study guide signed tonight by your parent or guardian, you will get bonus points on the test tomorrow, Friday, March 31st.